Alright. Wonderful. Good evening, everyone. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome to The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. I might need to scoot my camera a little, make myself a little bigger, or scoot this over. It's the screen so square. I haven't tested out my configuration settings yet, so if this is a little goofy, bear with me. We'll figure it out together. Anyway, I am going to let the intro play, if only because the music for this is like some of the most delightful music in the Zelda series. That I will say, this game does not have the best music. We were talking about this last week. I don't think it has the best music, but it has some of the best music, and it has some of the most unique, jaunty, iconic, nautical kinds of music to it. Like, this is just... It so well captures the nautical exploration feel of this game. I love it. It's pitch perfect, even if it's like not as good as some of the tracks from the previous games. So anyway, and some of the subsequences. All right, here we go. This is but one of the legends of which the people speak. Hi, Nomad. Welcome. Long ago, there existed a kingdom where a golden power lay hidden. It was a prosperous land, blessed with green forests, tall mountains, and peace. But one day a man of great evil found the golden power and took it for himself. Hey, Baze. Good evening. With its strength at his command, he spread darkness across the kingdom. But then, when all hope had died, and the hour of doom seemed at hand, a young boy clothed in green appeared as if from nowhere. Wielding the blade of evil's bane, he sealed the dark one away and gave the land light. This boy, who traveled through time to save the land, was known as the Hero of Time. We just played this, by the way. It's Ocarina of Time. The boy's tale was passed down through generations until it became legend. But then, a day came when a fell wind began to blow across the kingdom. The great evil that all thought had been forever sealed away by the hero once again crept forth from the depths of the earth, eager to resume its dark designs. The people believed that the Hero of Time would again come to save them. But the hero did not appear. Faced by an onslaught of evil, the people could do nothing but appeal to the gods. In their last hour as doom drew nigh, they left their future in the hands of fate. What became of that kingdom? None remain who know. The memory of the kingdom vanished, but its legend survived on the wind's breath. On a certain island, it became customary to garb boys in green when they came of age. Clothed in the green of fields, they aspired to find heroic blades and cast down evil. The elders wished only for the youths to know courage like the hero of legend. And this is the tale of one such hero. I would like to create a save file. Yes. This is the... By the way, if anyone's curious, this is the GameCube version that I'm playing. This is not the later updated HD version, just because that's the emulator I have. Whatever. Yeah, quest log 1. Yeah. Let's go with Link, shall we? Oh, jeez, really? Yeah, I am definitely gonna have to scoot things over. I've got black bars on the sides. This is but one of the legends of which the people speak. Oh, is this gonna be the same thing? This is gonna be the same thing, isn't it? Can I skip it? I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to scooch this over. And to embiggen my face. Gosh, I'm taking up a lot of this screen. This is a very square game screen. Gosh, I cannot believe how square this is. Not even 3x5. It's just anyway. Sorry. Let's. Can we skip this? I can't skip. I should have waited to read it to you guys. Oh well. Anyway, I'll talk about this instead. So first of all, the art that they use for these tapestries is amazing. I've seen people make actual like tapestries out of this art, and it looks so good. That is one of those things that is one of the like, I don't know, video game merch stuff that I would totally want, because it's just so cool. And I've always loved this intro, like the music combined with the art that we get here. It's just excellent. And then it retells the story of Ocarina of Time, which was, I mean, at the time, because I played this when it came out in 2002, I think I was 11. I was like Link's age, roughly. I came of age, so to speak. That's actually a weird thing. Okay, hold on. I will say that is one weird thing, that the Japanese games tend to do this thing where kids come of age at 10 or 11, which, okay, well, that's not quite right, but... Let's move over it. No. Okay. Think Pokemon, right? Ash is 10, goes off on his adventure with an electric rat. But like, but anyway, the whole coming of age thing, especially me as a kid playing kid protagonist, that's a great thing about a lot of the earlier, especially the earlier Zelda games where Link was a kid, the early 3D ones. I guess it's just these three, but still. It really is the kind of... Or it harkens back, at least. Let's put it that way. It harkens back to this kind of rite of passage into adulthood that we don't have socially. Like, that isn't a thing for us, socially speaking. I mean, we have some really insignificant and almost pointless secular rites of passage and initiation into adulthood, but they're things that are just like, they don't speak to the adventurous spirit of the human person, especially the human boy, right? Because if we think of our society in terms of rites of passage into adulthood, we have what? High school or college or whatever kind of academic matriculation you might say, which, okay, I guess. But that's not, or shouldn't be, so central to someone's life and identity. There is learning to drive and getting one's license and a car and that whole thing. And while that has a bit of a note of adventure to it, it generally doesn't, right? Especially not in today's society. It might have 40 years ago. There might have been a spark of adventure to, learning to drive and getting a car, but that's almost absent today, especially because it's usually couched in terms of licensing and registration. It's all very bureaucratic and governmental. Ugh. Big brother! Seagull! I forget if you can attack the seagulls in this game. Big brother! Baze asked how my week was. He discovered Malcolm Geet, an Anglican priest and poet. He's a gem. I haven't heard of him. Interesting. I had a nice Father's Day weekend though. We got a new and I got a new grill and smoker, so that's great. We my parents came over, so we had a father's plural day where we were not that kind of plural fathers, but we had a nice little cookout. We got to try out the new grill. It's a great little charcoal grill thing, side by side smoker kind of thing. And then today I smoked a bunch of stuff. I smoked a picanha, a couple of Cajun boudin sausages, salt pork, and some burgers. The rest of the burgers patties that we had left over, I put those on the smoker. Smoked burgers are good. They people don't think of smoking burgers, but it's great. It's great. If you've got some burgers and a smoker, do it. It's really good. And the best part is because the temperature's so low, you can put the cheese on near the end, but near the end for smoking still means 10 or 20 minutes. So the cheese has time to absorb the smoke flavor and absorb into the meat. Good. Really good. And the picanha, I burned a little bit because I put it over the fire for the last few minutes, but it started a grease fire a little bit. So the outside is a little charred, but that also really managed to seal in a lot of the juices, which is that cut of meat does a great job of sealing in juices anyway, because it's really juicy with that really substantial fat cap on it. But no, it's really good. It turned out really good. I'm pleased, despite the burning it, which unfortunate, but it still turned out good. I'm still quite satisfied by it. Anyway, but I'm glad to have the new damn thing. It's a good one. It's a good one. I'm finally retiring my upright water bullet smoker, which it served me well for a long time, but I set too many grease fires in it, and it's not doing so hot. Anyway, I knew you'd be here. This is my favorite spot to gaze out at the sea. When I play with the gulls, I call it Errol's Lookout. Errol is her name. So, you remember what day it is today? You're still half asleep, aren't you? Did you forget? See, that's another thing. Link is definitely a solid character. He has some solid character traits, like sleeping in. He's a lazy boy. I kind of like that is such a consistent Link thing. In almost every game, he's waking up late. Majora's Mask is an exception, because he's riding through the woods, but that's because, like I said, it's kind of a direct sequel. We're not introduced to a new Link. But this one, yeah, it's a new Link, new generation. Generations and generations later. Big brother, it's your birthday! Oh, hey, you forgot! Hey, Liam, you've been. That's why Grandma's been waiting for you to come back to the house. She's been waiting for a while now. It's a good thing I came to find you. You should probably go home and see what Grandma wants, don't you think? Love the lobster pajamas. I could let go. Hold on, let me see if I can do it. It didn't work. Okay, I can't just grab it again. I gotta say also that the controls are a lot smoother. The movement controls are a lot smoother. Watchtower. Forest of Fairies. Let's not do the Forest of Fairies yet. I don't think we can do much of that, being an unarmed child. Wait, what? Oh, I forgot there was a button for crouch. Oh man, I completely forgot there was a whole separate button for crouching. Oh, because it's the shield button, isn't it? Okay. Oi, Link! What's that? Today's your birthday. Well, congrats, buddy. Are you that old already? Wow, time just flies right by, doesn't it? You blink and poof, there goes a year. Why, I swear I just cut the grass in this field the other day, but look how tall it's gotten already. Say, do you want to try cutting it, Link? You'd be surprised the things people drop in the grass. It's fun. It's like a treasure hunt. Except you're going to need some kind of grass cutting tool if you want to cut the grass. That's just common sense, buddy. I'll go ahead and cut the grass later. Oof. the 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 field of view, the depth of field. That's it, depth of field, not field of view. Is rather narrow. It gets blurry pretty shortly. Wow, I'll be able to jump like that someday, Link. Yeah, okay, yeah. When you're my age, however old that is. Oh man, that blurs. That might bother me. I just saw a wild pig. Oh, see, look, that black one there. Don't you see him? This is perfect. My wife was just telling me how she really wanted a pet. You ready to go grab it, Link? Now, you can't just run up to it. Pigs are too alert about their surroundings if you just jog up and capture one. If you want to get close to one, you have to hold R to crouch and tilt forward to crawl slowly up behind it. Slowly. You can also distract it with bait, I guess. That's boring. Where is it? Where's the piggy? Got it. Here you go. Remember, you can't frighten those oinkers. Oh, yeah, I know, slowly. I caught it. Don't you want it? I thought you wanted the oinker. Oi, Link! Hey there, old man. That's correct. You're a smart one. You, my friend, have just L-targeted me. Control tutorial. I know. Of course, that's not the only trick in my bag. Not remotely. I can teach you a few more things if you just climb up that ladder over there and drop by my room. You know what? I will. I'll just do that. Not that I necessarily need to, but... upside down Triforce. Interesting. You're growing up, Link, which means you're going to need as much wisdom as you can get at this point forward. And if you want to be wise, you must first know things. I was born before you, so I know all sorts of things. Yes, I've been studying all manner of topics for many years now. Now, I can tell you we're a smart lad. Lately, I've been thinking it's time for me to pass some of my wisdom down, and I think you're the one I'm going to pass it down to. Count yourself lucky, lad. He has this gigantic head full of wisdom. Everything that you see tacked to the walls here is something I've researched thoroughly, and before you ask, yes, I do know my filing system is odd. Organizational issues aside, however, it's all extremely useful information. You would do well to read it all very carefully. Reading leads to knowing, you know. Okay. I assume this is all tooltips. Shut your racket! Can't you keep quiet? You've knocked everything off my shelves, you dreaded hooligan! Honestly, the hooligan I'm referring to is my younger and much less intelligent brother who lives just downstairs. He hates studying all day, every day. The lout just exercises and practices with his weapons. Does he exercise his brain? No. The brain's a muscle too, I think. Anyway, the only thing he does study is the art of fighting. Right now, for instance, he's been studying fencing and whatnot. As if that's of any use to anyone. He simply doesn't know how to do anything besides exercise. I ask you, what's a brother to do? I am not going to read all of these. No, these are... Oh, no. Okay, these are all... No, these are all control tutorials. I'm not going to go through all the control tutorials. I'll figure it out. I'll remember as I go, and then figure out where the buttons match up onto. Alright, oh, hey. You. Oh, my grandma was calling for you, Link. And so was my mom. Okay, Miss Lukey. Mr. Lukey. Okay, this is his mom's house, not grandma's house. I think so. Ah, the old classic music. Oh no, this is Grandma's house. Oh. I've been waiting for you, Link. Link.
Try these on. Time certainly flies. I can't believe you're already old enough to wear these clothes.
You got the hero's clothes. Why do you look so awkward about it? They look like they might be a little warm for this weather. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Don't look so disappointed, dear one. Just try them on. Today's a day to celebrate. It is the day that you become the same age as the young hero spoken of in all the legends. You only have to wear them for one day, so don't look so down. Be proud, child.
Faye says, but fairy tales were used to instruct passed down culture to those coming of age. To get back to your point, formal rites of passage. Yes, and we also lack that. This is actually something that I've been fascinated by for a while now, since I sort of discovered it teaching, young people today. That we, as a society, as a culture, have almost nothing in terms of common cultural touchstones. Right? In a random room full of people, the chances of finding one thing that everyone in that room has read or watched or heard is almost zero. It was incredibly difficult to find something that everyone in my class, which is a group of people with relatively similar experiences. Now, this is a group of freshmen, so they're from a bunch of different places, but still, relatively similar experiences in terms of socioeconomic status, yada, yada, yada. It was next to impossible to find something that they were all familiar with. Like, to be honest, not even necessarily the readings for the class, right? But even beyond that, like, it was very difficult to find something that everyone had either seen, or everyone had watched, or everyone had heard, or everyone had read, or whatever, in terms of media or stories or that sort of thing. I usually will have my classes, if it's anything to do with this sort of thing, I'll have my classes try and come up with something, try and think of something that what do you think that everyone else in this room has seen or read or whatever? It's always incredibly difficult to come up with something. Now, the single thing that has been common touchstone in every single class that I've ever asked this question, I'll let you guys guess. I'll let the chat guess. See if you can come up with it. See if you can figure out what it is. There's one thing that is an absolutely universal, as far as I know, cultural touchstone, at least among my sample size, which is American college students, circa the last 5 years. Let's go with that. But yes, Base, we need to reestablish a canon. Absolutely. And even if it's not the traditional Western canon, that's fine. I don't mind. We need to establish a canon. I'd like for it to be good, but that's honestly less necessary than establishing a canon at all, having some common culture, because we as a nation have no common culture. We're not a nation. The United States, at least, is not a nation. It's a bunch of nations, like, kept together by an empire. But yeah, see if you can think of some, because Avatar: The Last Airbender. Nope. Close, but no. There were still, even when I assigned it for class, there were still a fair number of people who had not seen it at all. Good try, but no.
In the olden days, this was the day boys were finally considered to be men. They were taught the ways of the sword to prepare them for battle with their enemies. But we don't live in such an age any longer. Our ways are the ways of peace. Nowadays, I suppose Orca is the only one on the island who still knows anything about swordplay. Hanging the family shield on the wall as decoration is another tradition that has been carried down from those days. Looking good, buddy. Does all this make sense to you? Isn't that nice, Link? They suit you perfectly. A perfect fit. Well, tonight I'm going to invite the whole town over for your birthday party, so I'd better start getting ready, shouldn't I? Grandma is going to make your favorite soup for you tonight. I just know you're looking forward to it. I always look forward to soup. Any good soup. Good soup, please. Now go get your sister, Errol. I will. I'll go get Errol.
Do let me know if anything is too loud or too quiet or anything. I think it should be about the same as it was, but just in case it's not, let me know if anything needs to be turned up or turned down. I will say, okay, let me correct you, Baze. Avatar: The Last Airbender is something that one would think, have been contemporary to most of these students that they would have grown up with. The common cultural touchstone that I'm thinking of, that I actually managed to find for everyone, was oddly not so contemporary. It is something that was, let's just say older than that. Let's just say older than that and leave it there. I don't want to give it away. I have talked about this in Discord before. So it's not a mystery to everybody, but I need the Deku leaf to get over there. And a magic meter. Maybe there too. I don't actually know how to get up there. We have to drop down from above or something. If enough people want me to just say it, I will give it away. That's fine.
Oh, Link, you look cute as a bug in that outfit. I suppose I should congratulate you on your birthday, shouldn't I? Well, to tell you the truth, I could congratulate myself, too. We just finished building our little hutch and paddock today. Isn't it a delightful addition to the place? I was actually thinking of getting a pet and keeping it here. The boys would really like it, that I'm sure. Boys love pets. I wonder what kind of animal we should get. What do kids like these days? Listen, dearie, if you see any good pets around, be a lamb and just bring one here. If you do, I'll give you a little reward. Oh, but we won't tell your grandma about it, will we?
I'm going to go catch that pig. Sesame Street, Beatles, nope. There were plenty of students who had never listened to the Beatles, at least who weren't familiar enough with the Beatles for it to count. I wasn't asking for music either, although I didn't specify one way or the other. I certainly not Sesame Street. There were plenty of kids who didn't grow up with it, so.
Why, did you just bring me that little piglet all the way here just for me? Oh, thank you so much. I've been thinking of getting a pet for the...
Yeah, you just said this.
You sweetie. Okay, Link, hold out your hand. This is your reward. Don't spend it all in one place.
If I haven't guessed it by midnight. Ooh, 20 rupees, nice. It'll be before then, because I actually kind of want to talk about it, about the oddity of this. So, I'll give it away at some point.
This little darling is cute as a button. You know, it's so cute that I wouldn't mind having even more of them.
Oh no, she's one of those ladies who just wants, like, a barnyard full of various critters. Uh-oh. I like the little cutesy noises. I'm gonna get another pig! I mean, if anybody else has guesses, well, guesses about what might be a common cultural touchstone for kids these days. Did you like the other pig?
Why, you did bring me another pig. So this little guy would get lonely hanging out inside the fence all by himself. That is the sweetest thing I've ever heard. Thank you so much for bringing us yet another family member. Here's a little something for you.
Beatles are mid, yes, I tend to agree. Although they... I kind of want to say that they came about at a time when, like, popular music was in a different place. But at the same time, like, the Beatles were at the same time as a lot of other good bands, so... They were the pop stars of their day, that's all. They were the Taylor Swift of their day. Nothing that impressive, really, but, you know, what everyone is obsessed over, because it's the thing. You know, that's all. That's the only deal about the Beatles. Okay, let's go down to that boat there.
Oh my, Link, congratulations. That outfit looks cute on you. Hey, your little sister Errol was looking for you not too long ago. Oh, did I tell you? She was watching me not too long ago. She said she wanted to learn to carry jars on her head too, so she could help your grandma do chores. Hey, if you see Errol, tell her that all she needs is to control tutorial. Okay. I want to see this boat. I bet it's friendly. Oh, a customer! Welcome to Beetle's Shopship. I deal in pretty much anything and everything. Do you have anything you don't need? If you do, show it to me. I'll pay top rupees for your junk. Or do you see anything you'd like to buy? I'm gonna get a bait bag. I can keep bait in this convenient satchel. You're the greatest. I'll never forget you. I'm going to make a member's card just for you. When you buy lots of things and build up your points, something good will happen to you. Something very good indeed. My shop is kind to its customers. No other shop will do this sort of thing for you. I'll have you know. You have 1 point saved up. You should try to save up 30 points so you can earn a silver membership. I get a Hioi pear. Hioi? Whatever. I'll get a pear. Magic pear! Allows you to take control of seagulls. I freaking love this stupid thing. It's amazing. I'm not going to do it right now. I don't really need to. You have 2 points saved up. Okay.
Bye!
I love Beetle. I think I have Beetle's thank you scream as a sounder in my Discord. At least I think I do. I have something from him. I forget if it's the thank you or what. What's this? It's a rock. With a rupee. Hey, dude. So. So, aren't those clothes hot? Yeah, kinda. Why are you... The sound design for this game is just fascinating. It is so radically different from I mean, basically everything except the Deku Scrub walking noises. I don't know. Majora's Mask had some cutesy noises. The Deku Scrub walking, the Zora with the little that noise. You know the noise. You just live streamed it with me. You know what I'm talking about. Ah, hoy, big brother. Grandma make that outfit for you. But wow, you look like you'd be way too hot in those clothes. Why is everyone like this? I guess they're pretty neat, though. Yeah, oh gosh. Okay, so this game has a New Game Plus. The only changes, there's like 2 changes from the second playthrough from the first. One, you play through the whole game in your pajamas, the clothes you started off wearing, the little lobster print shirt. Because the clothes of the hero are invisible. They're only visible to those of noble heart or something weird. So it's basically a little Emperor's New Clothes joke, but the New Game Plus is you play through in your jammies, which I kind of like it. I like the outfit, but also this is just super iconic. I didn't want to try and push that. Oh, Nomad says there was a tornado in the town I live in. Didn't see it myself. Somebody said it was said they saw it over the lake. Ooh. So I heard there were tornadoes around here, but I think it might have been just a glitch in the weather app. So probably not. We do get them once in a while though around here. Eric is kind of terrified of them, so we often wind up hiding in the closet kind of thing. Bezos, is it a Disney film? No, but close in a weird sense. It's almost ironic that it isn't a Disney film, given what it is. Although I will say, I have had one class, out of all the times I've asked this, I've had one class where everyone had seen The Lion King.
There's only one class. Usually that doesn't work. Usually that one doesn't get it. Well, anyway, Link, can you close your eyes and hold out your hand just for a second? I'm gonna give you my most treasured belonging, but just for one day. Happy birthday! You got the telescope. This is your sister's most precious belonging. Treasure it dearly. Set it. Use it. See what I can see. So, well, do you like it? I'm letting you borrow this special gift just because you're my big brother. Aren't you lucky? Oh, why don't you try it out right now? Try looking over at our house from here. Okay. Oh man, look at that. I'll just save, because... Ooh! Big face rock. Ooh, who's that? Postman looks kind of weird, doesn't he? Ah, Link, the sky! Look up at the sky! Oh. Big bird. I love how they don't have cannons, so they have a Honiger catapult. Which I don't think is quite reasonable. I don't actually think that pre-gunpowder ships did not tend to have, like, large siege weaponry. They just didn't tend to have them at all. They tended to have the only weaponry on, like, ancient and medieval ships was boarders, marines, basically. And very occasionally, like going way back to like the Byzantine Empire, Greek fire. Oh, a tree fell in the area. Here's for that, my man. Indeed. But praise God, your house is back. Your house is untouched. That's good. We actually, in other news, we also did finally manage to get our roof fixed. I've been yammering about this forever because like 2 years ago, Hurricane Ian blew off part of our roof, and we finally managed to get enough money from the insurance company and managed to get a contractor out. And we got the thing fixed this week, so praise God for that too. Baze, it is not a book, it is a movie. It is an animated movie, but not Disney. She needs help, but it's too dangerous for you to go in there without something you can use to defend yourself. Well, I'd better go to Grandma and get that, I better go get that shield, right? And I better go to, what's his name, and get a sword. If I can. I don't know if he'll give me a sword. I forget if that's how it's supposed to work. Oh, yeah, that's right. I can zoom in on the map. Zoom in, zoom out. Go away. Cool. Yeah, tornadoes are crazy like that. They because they're so narrowly targeted, they'll just destroy everything in their path, but leave everything even slightly out of their path completely untouched. It's crazy. One time, we were going across the causeway across Tampa Bay, which is right near where I grew up and where I live. I live a little farther from it now, but I grew up right there. And while we were crossing the causeway, a water spout, basically just a smallish tornado that touches water, so sort of picking up seawater. Water spout went clear across the causeway, probably 30 yards in front of us. The cars were just like backing up and swerving and moving out of the way. A bunch of them were stopped. We stopped to like watch the thing just go whoosh right in front. It was crazy. It's very cool. No, Matt says, I've heard of the entire house is getting destroyed by tornadoes, yet the kitchen table remained perfectly set. Yeah, no, that kind of thing really can't happen. I mean, it's a little bit unlikely that it will be that extreme in its sort of discretion, just because damaging some things will, like, rumble things, and wind will get in places, but it can happen. It absolutely can. Oh, what is the matter, Link? You have an urgent look about you. Has something happened? Whatever it is, from the look on your face, I suspect it's no laughing matter. What say you, Link? Ah, have you come for some serious instruction in the ways of the sword? Yes, sir. Can I have a sword? Can I keep it? Very good. Your first lesson shall be the horizontal slice. Face me and press B. Do not fear my safety. I'm ready for you. Yeah. Good. Keep coming at me until you hear me say very good. Oh, that was wrong. I did a vertical slice. There you go. Very good. Next to the vertical slice. L target and press B. Yeah. Keep swinging. Very good. Next is the thrust. Do the thrust. Very good. Keep thrusting. There's a rhythm in this game that there wasn't in previous. You can't just button mash. You have to hit it right as you're finishing to actually do a combo. Spin attack. Can you do the rotate? Yeah, you can do the rotate. Yeah! Keep at it more! Whack! Okay, it's really hard to get it right. Much harder in this game. There we go. Next is harder. This is a parry attack. L target when you see... Come here. Cool! Ah, I've been waiting for this. Oh my god, I love the parry system that they introduced here. It's just, oh man, it's so cool. It's so cool. It's also really specifically how you have to defeat certain enemies too, which is really well integrated into the game. I love it. Wah! Very good. Now finally the jump attack. Jump attack, just like every other game. Come at me once more. Whack! Parry's goated, it's called. Absolutely, I freaking love it. It's such a cool little thing that they added. They modified it for Twilight Princess, where you have to do it manually. You have to like dodge, then roll, and then attack. Which I actually kind of like this system a little bit better. And yet, I sense a certain anxiousness in that sword you hold, an eagerness that goes far beyond the mere desire to be wielded on the fields of battle. I do not know what has happened, but I have faith in you. Somehow I doubt you will misuse that sword. You may have it, Link. I give it freely. Take the blade with you. I got the hero's sword! Use it wisely and carefully. You don't want to let the kind old man who is entrusted... You don't want to let down the kind old man who is entrusted it to you. Since the olden days, this sword has been used to fend off evil. The blade is infused with the desire to become strong and righteous. Be strong, Link. Okay. Now let's go see about that shield. See if we can have a family shield for this. Because it still has the same animation for putting the shield away, it looks like he's like tipping the scabbard so we can actually like get the thing into it, because putting a sword into a back scabbard like that, even if it's a relatively short one like that, is not easy. It's next to impossible.
Link, what is that thing you have on your back? Why are you carrying a dangerous thing like that around?
I'm gonna see if I can just take the shield. Can I? No, she's not gonna let me have it. Not yet. She's not.
Why? You doing with such a dangerous thing? That's no toy. What's happened?
Something terrible. I'm going to go see to it. Okay. Given the extreme urgency and danger of what's going on, the nice, cozy, happy music is a little bit seems out of place suddenly. Very typical though. Come on, spin attack. Man, you really have to go all the way around with it this game. Hey, Piggy. I know someone who wants you. Oink, oink. Grandma's not pro 2A. I mean, look. Link's 10, I think. I don't blame her for being a little bit concerned that he's running around with an actual sword. I was a trained martial artist at 10, and I would not very often be running around with a proper functioning sharpened sword.
Oh, look at this one. You sure do know where to find the cutest pigs in the whole Great Sea. Hey, oinker, oink, oink. Oh, now things will be ever so much more lively in the pen. It'll be like a big pig jamboree in there. Thank you so much. Oh, that's right. I can't let you leave without giving you a present. Happy birthday, Link. Red rupee. 20 more. I guess I'd better think up some names for these little oinky woinkies, huh?
Yes, I think so. Whoa, wait a minute. Do your footprints... Wow, okay. Footprints in sand are persistent. That's... I did not realize that. I thought they disappeared. I want to see what's up with this. See what I can see. They have a catapult. Once again, cool. But again, a little bit weirdly anachronistic because they want a pirate ship, but they also don't want to play with, gunpowder. Despite having bombs. Like any Zelda game, it has bombs. No entry. Closed till repairs are completed the bridge. Okay. Well, too bad. Does anybody else want to guess? Or Baze, you can keep guessing if you want, but if anybody else wants to guess before I reveal what was the only thing that I could find every member of every class where I've ever asked this question, everyone has seen this thing. It is a cartoon. It is not Disney. But it is the only thing I could find out where somebody came up with that everyone in the class had seen. And this consistently works. I think I've had like one, maybe two exceptions, and the whole class basically hostaged. Basically took the student who hadn't seen it hostage and made them watch it. You can do a lot of damage at 10 forearm crutches. I'm sure you can. I wouldn't necessarily know. Like I said, I was a well-trained martial artist at 10. So I could do a fair amount of damage and learn to use a staff and whatnot. So bladed weapons did not come until a little while later, I don't think. So I was probably, I don't know, 12, maybe? Yes, Scald. You got it. Shrek. Shrek is the only thing I could find that everybody had seen and everyone was familiar with. Yes, I studied the blade. What do I teach? Usually ethics, but philosophy in general. Depends on what I'm needed to teach, but different philosophy classes. Primarily, like I said, currently I've been teaching ethics quite a bit lately over the last few years. I have at other recent times I've taught philosophy of religion. That's another pretty common one. I've taught critical thinking, intro to philosophy, a couple of history of philosophy classes, like ancient and. I never actually have taught medieval, even though it's kind of my specialization. I've never been needed for it. It's a shame. I'd love to. Days, why do you think knowing about Shrek is absurd? Because I agree with you. But for really specific, fascinating kind of reasons. Reasons that absolutely fascinate me is what I mean. Yes, I do tend to think that everyone knowing about Shrek is rather absurd. But it's absurd in an interesting way, I think. No, I don't want to go up. I want to go through. There's a rupee in here. A bokoblin. Is it a moblin or a bokoblin? I needed that heart. I couldn't parry it. That was odd. Thought I'd be able to parry it. Yeah, E. Yes, at college. Yeah, college level. I enjoy it a great deal. I love the... So, I always say that there are two kinds of college professors. Those for whom research gets in the way of teaching, and those for whom teaching gets in the way of research. And I'm very much the former. When I have to do research, I'm disappointed. But I love to teach. Teaching is the part of the job that I greatly prefer, and I absolutely love. Fairy Fountain site. This spot marks the remains of an ancient fairy fountain. I gotta blow up this rock. Fountain of Good Fortune Goddess. Interesting. They're dropping in more bokoblins. What the heck? Shrek is love, Shrek is life. Is that why you guessed it, or? There we go. Where'd that heart go? So you want to be a professor too. The pay's not great. The pay is eventually good if you manage to get a tenure track position. Once you have tenure and everything, the pay gets much better. I know a lot of the senior professors who get six-figure income, at least annually. Wow. Oh, I'll wait. But I'm an adjunct, which is basically like a temporary semester by semester, and being essentially part-time as well. I do not make a lot of money from it. So, you don't get into academia for the money. You get into it because you love doing it, and yeah, I don't know why else. That's it. Maybe to get your name on things. Very niche name recognition, I suppose, but no, it's a passion thing. Like I said, eventually there is money in it, but it's much harder to get. It's much harder to get to the point where you're making tons of money, and even then, it's not tons, compared to a lot of other fields. So. Scald says for the meme, I guess. It's always been a popular movie. Yes, it has, but okay. I want to hear from Baze why he thinks it's absurd, because I'm wondering if he is thinking along the same lines I am. Because I absolutely think that it's absurd. Baze says it has its place, but Shrek is a parody. How could your classes, as a whole, be less familiar with the genuine fairy tales they're riffing on? They wouldn't even get the jokes. You're right, because we live in Clown World. The world is inverted, it's upside down. We live in the topsy-turvy land of a fairy tale. Right? We live in Shrek. We live in the upside down fairy tale. We don't live in the real world anymore. The world is so bizarre and inverted that the bizarre becomes the norm and the norm becomes bizarre. And this is why modern fairy tales, or at least modern fairy tale stories, like Disney movies, are inverted from their original fairy tale roots. It's because we passed that point where society flipped. And I think Shrek was a serious tipping point for that. And it became a sort of foundational myth for our bizarre little clown world that we find ourselves in. Shrek is in us. Yeah. No, and we're in Shrek, and Shrek is in us, and let's be all weird about it. Why not? But that's the whole thing. Is that you're right. Shrek is a parody. It's a commentary. It's derivative in a brilliant way, but it's still derivative. It's like how, because it is a parody, because it's a commentary, because it is derivative in this way, and everyone knows it. And for a lot of people, it's their first experience of fairy tale, or first major experience of fairy tale, or at least their first experience of some fairy tales, or some fairy tale tropes. But it's farcical. It's very similar, in my view, to those kids, those students, who start reading philosophy by reading Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche is a parody. And I don't mean that to say that he's unserious, because he is serious, and like Shrek is a serious movie in a lot of ways. Nietzsche is riffing off of and commenting on and reacting to the long Western tradition. If you're not intimately familiar with Plato, with Aristotle, with Augustine, with Aquinas, with Descartes, with Kant, with I would probably even throw somebody like Hume in there. I'd probably throw in let's go with that at least. You're not going to get Nietzsche. Just like if you aren't intimately familiar with the Disney Renaissance and the fairy tales that they're based on, and the sort of political climate that Shrek arose in, you're not going to get it. I mean, maybe it'll be funny because haha fart joke, but you're not going to get a lot of the deeper humor. It's not going to reach you on that same way, but it is going to reach you somehow. And this is how you get those annoying 14-year-olds who read Nietzsche and think they're philosophy students. Right? Or worse yet, think they're philosophers because they read Nietzsche. Or Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand is another person like this. She depends so much on and is in reaction to so much of the sort of Western canon, Western tradition. It's weird. It's like, to speak also to something else that I've streamed on this channel, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. KOTOR 2 was a really well done subversion of Star Wars. Now it flips back over. It flips itself back over the right way because Kreia was wrong, and she was ultimately the villain, and she's displayed to be the villain, and she fails. So it does wind up pulling a sort of double inversion by the end of it. But it's an inversion of the traditional Star Wars narrative, KOTOR 2. Despite being incredible, it should never, ever be your first Star Wars story. Just like The Last Jedi tried to do. But The Last Jedi tried to do the same thing. It just did it really poorly, right? It tried to be an inversion story. It tried to be subversive. Just like Shrek, just like Nietzsche, whatever. It did it poorly, but the point still stands that by having it be this inversion, you need to know what it's inverting for the thing to make sense. And if that's going to be your first thing, or even your favorite thing, there's something weird about you. There's honestly something I think wrong with how you consume media. I love Shrek, don't get me wrong. But I love it because I grew up with the Disney Renaissance. And I watched The Lion King more times than I could count at the time. And not just because I don't know how many times it was, but I literally could not count that high. I watched The Lion King more than I could learn to count. That kind of thing. And not just the Lion King, but really all of them, all of the Disney Renaissance films. I had all of them on VHS. I wore out the tapes. And then I saw Shrek, and I was like, wow, I was blown the hell away, and it was hilarious too. But a lot of it was hilarious because I was so familiar with what it was parodying. Yes, Baze. I'm very familiar with Jonathan Pajot and his retelling of classic fairy tales. I haven't read. Is it out yet? His what was it? Snow White. That he's working on. I haven't read it yet. Should. I've definitely talked about Peugeot plenty. I actually did a little back and forth response video to him that he responded to a bit. The one about Santa Claus. So yeah, absolutely, I absolutely love his stuff, especially his commentary on Shrek. If you haven't seen his commentary on Shrek, check it out. It's really good. He compares it to the Greek play the Bacchae. Uh-oh. Upset baby. Hold on, let me write this down. Let me go check on that. Please stand by. Okay, sorry about that. The kids had simultaneous meltdowns. They're okay. They're okay. Michael woke up from that dream. Meanwhile, Monica was throwing a fit about something. Who knows? She was not. She was not willing to articulate in words what was going wrong. So she's just being whiny. Anyway, Michael's all good. And Monica's. She'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Anyway, hello again. Sorry about that. The Snow White is out. Oh, you do. Oh, you do have it. Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out. Jack and the Beanstalk and Sleeping Beauty are coming next. Okay, together next. Oh, all right, all right. Anyway, like I said, if you haven't seen Peugeot's video on Shrek, check it out. If you don't see it at some point, I'll put it in the description. I'll put it in Discord and watch it. It's great. Anyway, wow. All right, hold on. What should her accent be? She's a pirate, so. Wow. But I can't do a girl pirate voice, can I? Wow, what's with that getup? Well, whatever. So, where am I? I'm just gonna do sassy girl. That'll do. Oh, that's right. That giant bird came and...
Oi!
Miss Tetra! Oh, thank goodness you're safe. When I saw you get dropped on this summit, I thought for sure you'd...
Summit? So that bird dropped me on top of a mountain? Well, that wasn't nice of it. Well, don't just stand there. Let's go! Time to repay our debt to that bird in full.
But miss, what about this boy?
Don't worry about him. Come on.
Okay. Your best Elizabeth Swan. She is not an Elizabeth Swan type character. We'll see. We'll see.
Oi, big brother!
What are you doing up here? Didn't I say, what are you doing up here? The implication being you shouldn't have been up here. Brother! What was his plan?
Stupid kid. Get a hold of yourself. She's gone. There's nothing you can do.
Feels weird to say that. I can. There are some odd similarities here. Oh, oh my gosh, is it Monica again? What? You want to come with us on our ship?
You understand what you're asking? We're pirates, you know. Pirates, the terror of the seas. What do we get out of bringing some helpless kid along with us? I'll tell you what we get. A headache. I know how you must feel with your sister having been kidnapped and all. But that doesn't really have anything to do with us, now does it?
And how do you figure that? Whoa there. Doss, how are you? Where do you get off butting in on someone else's conversation? Please, all I mean to say is that if you big bad pirates hadn't come to this quiet little island, that poor girl wouldn't have been snatched away by that bird.
And just what do you mean by that?
Just be quiet for a moment, and I'll tell you. Now, as my work entails delivering letters, I spend much of my time traveling amongst the many different islands. As a result, I hear many things. Haven't any of you heard word that young girls have been getting kidnapped lately from all regions of the Great Sea? No matter whether you've heard of it or not, that seems to be the case. Young girls with long ears like yours have been getting kidnapped, never to be seen again. I mean, unless my eyes fail me, the young girl who was just kidnapped from this island also has long ears, does she not? Much like you, Miss Fearsome Pirate. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm... So, Vase, you're going into this completely blind, which I hope I am able to provide a good enough experience of this game for you. It is something that is, I think, worth experiencing on your own anyway. But at least experience it this way, if nothing else. My point is that the bird mistook that poor girl for you, and that's why it grabbed her. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was young Link here who saved you from the monsters in the forest, wasn't it?
Is this true?
Oh, and while I'm at it, I may as well tell you that the bird that kidnapped both you and Link's sister has made its foul nest to the north, on the heights of the Forsaken Fortress.
The Forsaken Fortress? Isn't that the place where...
So, what are you going to do? Under the circumstances, I don't think it would be unreasonable
For you to give a Link a little help now, would it? I don't need you to tell me that. Even if I were to consider it, lately, I've heard nothing but evil rumors about this forsaken fortress. You can't possibly mean to go there with nothing but that cheap little sword. That's not brave, it's stupid. I mean, come on. Even a simple little island like this has to have something you could use as a shield. You know, something to protect yourself with. Anything. Tell you what, if you come back with something like that, we'll let you stow away on our ship. Oh, and one more thing. Once we leave, you won't be coming back here for a while, so you'd better go say goodbye to your family while you have the chance. I don't want you getting all weepy-eyed and homesick on me. Okay. I don't know how much I want to give away here. But I will say, when I first played this game, I thought that meant that I was never coming back. But that's not even slightly true. You come back here for several major plot important things throughout the game. So, not exactly. It is a little while. It does take you a little while to get back here. But you do come back. Link, I thought I heard Errol's voice cry from far away. Is it really true? Yeah. I'm gonna go take care of it. Coffee. Do I not have a noise filter on? It's very minor. Let me check. No, I do. Okay, whatever. Hey, Grammy. What is it, Link? Please, tell Grandma what's troubling you. And where's Errol? Is she still playing outside with the gulls? No, I'm gonna go grab the shield if you'll excuse me. What? Grandma, come on. Link. Is this what you're looking for? Interesting design. Take it with you. This is the legendary shield that's said to have been used by the hero himself. It does not look like it, but okay. Hold R to defend yourself. You can also R to, okay. Oh, it's center grip. That's different. I guess it is true. Errol really has been kidnapped, hasn't she? What kind of monster could take such a sweet young child? It is very fairy tale-like. Like, the whole game is very fairy tale. It's a whole saving the princess thing, like most Zelda games. But it's also your little sister. It's kid-like in an interesting way. Especially, I mean, Tetra. Tetra, the girl not much older than you, is Queen of the Pirates. Or at least a pirate captain. Oh, Errol. Alright, well, I'm gonna go rescue her, Granny. Yeah, I had forgotten that the shield is center grip, which is very atypical for Zelda games. So yeah, look at that. It's just a one-hand center grip. Although he's holding it like it's strapped on. Like he's holding it like this rather than out like this. You would think a center grip shield, because you want to use it to really fend off. You want to use a center grip shield actively rather than passively. I'm gonna go buy some bait and some more pears because I have tons of rupees. Oh, thank you. I'll buy some bait. Okay. Gourmet pet food, 3 portions. Bait bag, yes, I know. Thank you. Thank you too. 3 points saved up. Get another serving of bait. Kioi pear. Another one of those. I'll get a couple of these. They're very useful for scouting.
I don't need that many rupees right now, so I'm gonna just get some stuff rather than just have my wallet be completely full. Whoops. Also, unlike previous games, and perhaps oddly, given the fact that this is a very nautical game, you have a limited time you're able to swim. Which mechanically makes sense, so you can't just swim to the next island. Wow, that's like a decrepit old shield. Are you sure you can still use that thing? Are you going to get splinters and cry? Well, whatever. If you're ready, then let's go. Are you ready? Let's do this. Actual proper cutscene. They don't even have a pretense at pretending they're not pirates. Good luck, Link. Good luck finding Harold. Take care of yourself. Bye, Snotnose. You're my favorite. Bye, Grandma. More of that just fantastic nautical music. How much longer is this going to go on, do you think? Do you have an estimate? You sure you shouldn't just quit right now? Seriously, think about it.
I can tell you're just going to get more sentimental from here on out.
This is very anime, too. There's still time, you know. Are you sure we shouldn't just turn around and take you back to your island? Link? Listen, kid. You can't just stand around on deck. You'll get in everyone's way. I've told Nico to look after you, so you'd better report below decks and ask him what you should be doing. Into the big blue, boys. Turn the ship full to starboard. We head for the northern seas. Listen, Shrimp, you're really creeping me out standing there like that, so quit it, yeah? Stay out of my way, way out of my way. Go down below and find Nico. Leaped at him, okay. I almost fell off. Can I fall off?
That Nico didn't make out half bad. With you being new swabby and all. New swabbies always get stuck doing the hardest work. It's a real raw deal, but hey. I'll tell you, it sure sounds like Nico's happy to finally not be the bottom rung on the pirate ladder. You bet he is.
Yeah, poor Granny lost both of her kids on the same day. Yeah, like... I mean, at least she lost Link on the day most appropriate for him to be going off and doing hero stuff. You know? It's one of those where she realizes what she was really doing with the whole coming of age ceremony thing.
Hey, but don't sweat it. I'm sure you'll do just fine, so long as you don't disobey him.
Okay. What's up here? Excuse me. It's really high.
You, get out of the way, will ya? Turn around right now. Climb down.
Okay, I will. There we go. I can catch the ladder halfway down. I just have to hit A, not just forward. Okay. Ah, the catapultist.
So, your name's Link, right? That's one weird getup you got on there. So what's the deal? Is that popular back on your island, or what? Now that I think about it, though, I think I've seen an outfit like that before somewhere.
Yeah, in the story, you know. Before we get too much into it, speaking of losing one's kids, I just finished the new Jedi Order series, the Star Wars series, It's the series with the Yuuzhan Vong War, which is like probably the biggest conflict since that with the Empire. Not probably, it definitely is. It's huge. I had only just remembered that it lasts a full 5 years. I didn't realize how long the conflict was the first time I read it, because the first time I read it I was a teenager. And why I'm saying, speaking of losing kids, I mean, first of all, there's a lot of serious loss that happens in those books. Chewbacca dies, in case you didn't know. I won't necessarily spoil when or how, but if you don't know it, there's great art of it. It's absolutely unfathomably badass. And then one of Han and Leia's kids dies as well in the series, and they have a hard time with that. Like, they have a really hard time with that, obviously. But then also, stop right there. This is Miss Tetra's cabin. Most of us real pirates aren't even allowed in here. There's no way we're letting an outsider in. Don't even think it. Well, okay then. But yeah, it's there's also this is also when Luke and Mara have their son, Ben. But given that they have Ben in the middle of the war, like almost dead center point in the war, 2.5 years in, give or take, actually nearly 3 years in, to this 5-year-long conflict, and they are in the middle of fighting this war, almost not single-handedly, but like they're winning the thing. They're some of the most important people in the galaxy towards the war effort. He has to be somewhere safe. They can't just be traveling around the galaxy to active battlefields with an infant. And, you know, Mara ultimately decides that she's not going to go and be safe with Ben, because it would be irresponsible it would be neglecting her other responsibilities to the rest of the galaxy, which is, it's a nearly impossible decision to make, because they basically send off Ben to go and be safe, be hidden away with the rest of the young Jedi students, the kids of all the other Jedi Knights, which is just heartbreaking, especially because the war lasts about 2 years after that, and so they're almost completely missing for the first 2 years of Ben's life, and that never struck me the first time reading this. I didn't realize the impact they missed from when he was about 6 months old until he was about 2, which, man, that's horrible. It's horrible to have to go through that, to have to do something like that. And I mean, it's a responsibility, and they have that responsibility to go through with that. But man, it's rough. It's really rough to have to, And I mean, part of it too is just that. How do I put it? I tend to think that warfare, soldiering, is a bachelor's game or bachelor's profession. That married people, and especially parents, probably have a stronger responsibility to not fight in war, because they have a responsibility to come home, or to come home too, I should say. But at the same time, if you are, that special, if you're Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade Skywalker, and you are some of the only people who can save hundreds of trillions of lives, that's a responsibility that has to be balanced as well, and that's very difficult. It's a difficult thing to wrestle with, and the significance of this never really struck me as a kid, because I read these when I was a teenager, right, around when they came out, a little bit after they came out, and so I was like, 15, 16 reading these, and it didn't really strike me that they were away from their newborn son for 2 years almost. That's intense. That is a hell of a sacrifice to make. And I mean, realistically, Han and Leia did kind of the same thing a lot of the time. Their kids, they had to be away from for a lot of similar reasons. But yeah, it was. I will say it's such a good series. It's an excellent series. It gets knocked for being so weird, like the antagonist being the extragalactic invaders, the sadomasochist aliens. But also it's very good. It's really well written. The Yuuzhan Vong wind up being a really complex antagonist eventually. And even from the beginning, and I think this was intentional, they're very similar to the Githyanki from D&D lore, especially from Forgotten Realms. And I think that's because they were the Yuuzhan Vong debuted in Vector Prime, this is the first book, which was written by R.A. Salvatore, who wrote nothing else for Star Wars. But he opened the series about the Yuuzhan Vong, and he made them yellowish, pointy-eared, sloped forehead aliens with all kinds of mutilations and tattoos and shortened, upturned noses. They're Githyanki aesthetically. So there's that. From outer reaches of space beyond space. Vinland Saga is a great Father's Day anime, you say, huh? Is there a dubbed version? If there's a dubbed version, I'll have to. Because that's the thing. I can't focus long enough on subtitles, just specifically on subtitles to watch a whole anime that's only subbed. I just can't do it. It's not that I don't like. It's not that I can't read or whatever all the pro subs people tell me. It's just that I multitask. Like I can't do something over on this monitor while it's over on that monitor if I have to be reading that monitor. You know, it's unfortunate. And I just don't have the time to dedicate to only doing one thing ever, basically. So, I will say, I've been glad to be able to be reading a whole bunch of audiobooks. I've gone through, basically chronologically, almost all of the Star Wars Expanded Universe post-Endor, like post-Return of the Jedi, with a couple of exceptions of stuff that I either couldn't find the audiobooks for, like the Thrawn duology, and stuff that was crap, like the Callista trilogy, or the Callista trilogy, or like Dark Empire, or things like that. I skipped a few things, but mostly I went basically all the way through. And like I said, I just finished New Jedi Order, and I just started the Joiner King, which is the first part of the Dark Nest Crisis, the Dark Nest trilogy, which again is also really good. It's a good follow-up. It's a very different follow-up, but it's good. Anyway.
Well now, ahoy there, Swabby. As of today, I am your superior, Nico. Now, I promise, I'll go easy on you, so do as I say, okay? Right. Now, first off, you have to take the test all new pirates have to take. It's a bit of a doozy, so get ready.
Oh, it is dubbed. Okay. I wanted to read my animated by the manga. Exactly.
You watch everything I'm about to show you real careful, like, so you can cram it into your no doubt mushy swabby brain. First off, you gotta press this switch. This is the only easy part. Just walk up to it and step on it. Switch pressed. Press. Platforms. Now, check it out. After the platforms rise from the floor, you gotta jump on them. Ah. Okay, so I was able to jump to the first one myself, but the next one's too far, right? That's why you gotta do this. Jump right at the rope. Swing until you get close enough to the next platform, then press A to let go and jump to it. I forget if the whip... No, the whip is not in this game, but the grappling hook is, which basically lets you do this yourself. Link from platform to platform. Yeah, I know. It's a control tutorial. I understand. The platforms only stay raised for a little while, so if you don't get there by the time they drop, you have to start over. I do not believe you swung all those. It'll probably at least take you 1 year before you're good enough to make it all the way here. One rough year, one tough year, full of bumps and bruises. Of course, if you manage to do it faster, I'll reward you. Can I give it a try? This ought to be good for a chuckle or two. Down. Up. Where are these screws going anyway? Like into the bottom of the ship or something? Seems absurd. Oh, jeez.
First try.
What? You did it already? I'm proud to have you as my underling. I wonder if it's okay to just give that to him. See, why not? I doubt I'll get busted. All right, Swabby. I'll tell you what. You can have the treasure in that chest over there. It's your reward from the great and generous Nico. Hurry and take it before someone comes.
Okay, cool. What's this? Spoils bag. Ooh, cool. I forgot about this. Link, we've reached the Forsaken Fortress. Hurry and get up here. That was really fast. But okay, I will.
Yeah, but there's still so much stuff I have to teach you. This is so lame. Yeah, well, I guess you can wait until you finish whatever it is you have to do.
I'm not staying, you know. I'm not becoming a pirate. Do I look like a pirate? Am I dressed to be a pirate? I don't think so. Let's see if we can finish the Forbidden Fortress tonight. Honestly, probably. We probably finish it tonight. I was hoping we would get to Windfall. I mean, I was hoping we would get to the Dragon Roost Island, but I kind of doubt it.
Hey, Link, here I am, up here.
Okay, ladder. Moon. I will also say something that hit me different since the last time I watched was Jason's characterization.
What were you doing with Nico?
Don't tell me you were playing some stupid game for treasure, were you? Well, whatever. There's something you need to see. Have a look over there. That's the Cursed Isle, known as the Forsaken Fortress. Spotlights. Odd. There are all sorts of strange rumors about this place. What I do know is that long ago it used to be the hideout of a no-good group of pirates we used to compete with. But they were just small time. Now the place looks like it's pretty dangerous. It says, I've seen various really cool custom mods for Ocarina of Time when I had dual hook shots as a tool. Ooh, coolest thing I've seen. Not incorporating that was the OG's biggest missed opportunity. Double hook shots didn't come around until Twilight Princess. And they were very cool in Twilight Princess. Ah, I knew it. Look. Over there. By that window. You ever seen so many seagulls flock like that before? Scald says, when I first played the game, I thought there were going to be a time skip montage of some kind with, where Link trains with the pirates. I kind of thought so too, but whatever. It's fine. But anything, that's the place where they've got your sister locked up. But it looks like the whole place is under tight guard. This won't work. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near landing there. What do we do now? She's got an idea. A really good bad idea. This is the best bad idea ever. Look, don't struggle. If you really want to get into a dangerous place like that, this is the only way to do it. Trust me. We pirates do this all the time. Don't worry about it. It'll be a piece of cake. Is everybody ready? If you fear, kid, we're pros. We're going to launch you good. 3, 2, 1. Whee! Oh my god. Death. Death! Oh, great. That's not good. I'm gonna need that. So close. And yet, so far. Stealth mission time. Okay. Your sword landed all the way up there? Shoot, I'm sorry, I apologize. I guess my aim was off a little bit. Look on your face, priceless. I slipped a stone into your pocket just before we fired you over there. It's no ordinary stone either. I can see what you're doing through this stone, and obviously you can hear me through it. So if you see... you'd better press that button. Put the stone on your quest status screen. Press start. Scroll through. It's pretty basic. But hey, listen carefully. I need this back after you saved your sister, so don't go losing it, you understand? This is the equivalent to Navi. Oh, handy. Which way I gotta go? Up, maybe? Anyway, yeah, like I said, one of the other things that really hit different, in addition to the Ben thing, was Jason and Jason's characterization. Jason, when I was growing up, when I was a shitty teenager, Jason was probably my favorite of the solo kids. So in the EU, Han and Leia have 3 kids rather than just one. There's Jason, Jaina, who are the older twins, and then the younger son, Anakin. Yes, named after that Anakin. So Jason in this book series, because he goes through a lot of developments and changes over the years. In this book, at least, he is... What's this? Hold on. Listen up, Link. There's a monster running the searchlight up there. If you can slay the monster, then just maybe it'll shut the searchlight down. Oh, but you're unarmed, aren't you? All you have is a shield. If I were you, I'd try to use my shield to deflect the monster's blows and see if I can make it drop its weapon. If you did that, you could pick up its weapon. That's just me. What would you do? Okay, let's try it. Come on. Can I go up? Yes. Anyway, though, yeah, it's, Hey there. I have surprised you. Nice. I have removed one searchlight from the problem. There's another one over there. How do we get to that one? Nope, can't get there. I think it's this way. Oh, can't bring it. Anyway, Jason... So, Jason, who was my favorite character growing up, my favorite of the... Or at least my favorite solo sibling growing up, was... He was very introspective. He was very into figuring out the Force. And also, though, he was very into figuring out the sort of nature of the cosmos. And he was relatively along the way of doing so for his age. He starts off at 16, right? So he's 16 years old at the beginning of the war. And, man, in retrospect, he is the most 16-year-old maybe ever, in an annoying kind of way, you know. So he's very Hold on. I sneezed. Just the one. He's very I'm 16 and this is deep kind of thing. He is convinced that he alone is smart enough to figure out the whole nature of the cosmos. And be able to figure out stuff that no Jedi before has ever been able to grasp at 16 years of age. That kind of thing just drives me nuts. It is, once again, it's that freshman philosophy student who just read Nietzsche and thinks they're really smart. Which I now, today, find unbelievably annoying. But at the time, I related to that. And so I was a bit like that. I was very introspective, I was very thoughtful, but also I was very, perhaps wildly overconfident in my ability to understand stuff. So, you know, it's... I've come to not like Jason so much. Especially sort of knowing where he goes after. Like, I know now what happens to him later on, which I did not realize at the time, because, you know, it hadn't come out yet. Ow. Can I have that? Ow. Go away. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I got hurt pretty bad doing that. That's fine. Anyway, I've always liked Jaina, but she was never my favorite, and still isn't quite. Would still say that Jaina is not my favorite, and was not at the time. I'll say at this point, though, I think Anakin is my favorite of the kids. If for no other reason that I mean, there are other reasons, but if for no other reason that he died at 15, he died before he had a chance to sort of overstay his welcome and become annoying. He never did become annoying. He was great, basically his entire character arc. And he did basically discover a whole lot about the sort of nature of the cosmos, but he did it in a very Jedi way. He discovered by acting. He acted first and then thought it through as he was acting after the fact, rather than sitting and trying desperately to be introspective. Interesting. I've missed a chest. Huh. Uh-oh. That's not good. These aren't good. Dink dinks. There's so many of them! Oh! Uh-oh. Ah, you lit me on fire! Oh my god! Okay. The dink guys know how to party. Yeah, I guess. What the? There we go. Let's get out of here. hate the Dink guys. Really do. Those bastards. Alright, here we are. I wonder if there's hearts in any of these. I doubt it. Well, there's rupees. Anyway, yeah, yeah, Anakin basically comes to the realization that there must be, he like basically comes to the theological realization that there must be something beyond the Force, which is a brilliant insight, if you ask me. It's a brilliant theological insight, really. What? Oh, it's rats. Okay. Oh God! Hey, no! No, I meant to put it down. There we go. I needed that. There we go. Cool. Chest. Heart container? Or heart piece? Yay! Nice. What's that? Don't you dare. This is in my imagination. Anyway. I will, I'll figure my way through here eventually. Oh boy. Ah! Oh, darn. I was too close. Should have known. Oh well. I'll be fine. I'll get out the other way. I usually did. Anyway. So basically Anakin comes to the what I've basically come to refer to as the Dovev solution, or something very close to it, or at least the problem of it's essentially the theological problem that if the Force is an energy field that binds the universe together, if it is essentially some kind of pantheistic force uniting the universe or some such, something roughly like that. Then we have this issue of, well, what is it? Right? Because it isn't ultimate unity. It's not that than which no greater can be thought. It's not God. Right? In other words. And if there must be something that is God, and the Force ain't it, then what is? And we could say something like, well, it is something like an emanation of, or a manifestation of the will of the divine, or something like that. That's pretty close. And he gets to something like that, that there is something beyond the Force, which is goodness itself, goodness, truth, and beauty itself. He basically goes through the transcendentals, but without calling them that, and without the additional realization that this must be personified, that sort of thing. Right? I call this the Dovev solution, or the Dovev answer, or the Dovev problem, or whatever, because of Erica's tabletop and MMO character Dovev, who is this this odd weirdo of Jedi, who is basically a heretic, because he takes the Force to be some kind of reflection of something above it, something greater, something that must be transcendent and personal and all that. Anakin gets close because he has to wrestle with the fact that he can't sense the Yuuzhan Vong. The Yuuzhan Vong don't exist in the Force, and there must be some reason for that. They are somehow beyond the Force, and if the Force is all life, and the Yuuzhan Vong are life, they are alive, how is it that they are outside the Force? It doesn't seem to make any sense. Right? And ultimately, really, it doesn't, because there is a solution to this issue presented by the end of the series, but Anakin has this realization that if the Force isn't all-encompassing, that means there is something beyond the Force. And it can't just be that the Yuuzhan Vong are part of or servants of the dark side, because they're not. They're not part of the Force. And it's not like they're a distortion of the Force, they're just an absence. They're an utter absence of the Force. Right? I'm going to put this down there. I think that will give me... Yes, that will give me a shortcut back up here. Perfect. Just what I always wanted. This... Oh, that's interesting. Okay, cool. And so Anakin has this realization, but then he dies. Right? And this realization kind of gets lost in the weeds. Jason kind of takes an inspiration from it, but he takes it in wildly the wrong direction because he accidentally gets mentored by a Sith, and kind of gets tricked into falling for the dark side eventually. So there's that. Sorry, if that's a spoiler. I mean that's a very famous spoiler, as far as the EU is concerned, that Jason falls to the dark side, but it does happen. He becomes Darth Caedus in a few books and a couple of series forward from here. Aha! I got it, Link. In order to reach the top of the tower where your sister's being held, you'll have to find the room right below the tower. The path to the tower begins in the rear of that room. You got that? Yeah, I do, thanks. Cool. That's helpful. This is the tower, so... Oh, great. Moblins. Moblins. Need this. Just a walking barrel here. Nothing to see here. I think this is where I need to go. Right? I hope so. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Yeah, that's right. And my sword is there at the top of the tower. Okay. I'll wait. You're gonna sniff? Can't you just keep going? Just go. Just keep... Oh, God. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think we're good. Can I get in there? Is that the way in? That's a way through somewhere, I think, but maybe not. Maybe it's just a window and I'm crazy. Alright. Yeah. Scooch ourselves across. You know, I will say, I have really been thinking about doing a series of relatively short videos. I say that, but I'm probably lying. Of hopefully relatively short videos, let's put it that way. Talking about some of my favorite Star Wars EU stories. Ones that are not, like, super well known. You know? Because I think that a lot of people talk a lot, like talk a big talk about how, you know, Star Wars was great back in the day, but now Disney's ruining it and all that, yada yada. Which, yes, fine, true, fair enough. But also, too many people didn't really get into the EU back at the time. Slash. There we go. Gotcha. So, Scald, your second question first, and then I will come back to Clown World. Scald asks a very relevant question to what I was just saying. Asks, does the EU of Star Wars still matter? Especially after the controversy surrounding the Acolyte. The EU is all that matters. I have gotten to the point where I basically just completely ignore everything Star Wars after 2014 or so. Some of it was good. There were bits and pieces that were good. I mean, Andor was good. Some of the later stuff from the Clone Wars was good. Like the last season of the last arc of the Clone Wars was actually genuinely really good. Might be it. Some of the Bad Batch, I guess, was okay. And I'll draw elements from that into sort of my headcanon, I guess, or I will basically take some of that as at least what I can fit in together with the good old EU. But for the most part, basically we can just go back to the EU we've always had. Because we've had the EU, we've had 30 years of amazing stories. Ganondorf. Look at that. But we've had like 30 years of amazing stories. From like, when did the EU start realistically? Early 80s, I suppose. It really, really started in the very early 90s. With Timothy Zahn and the Thrawn trilogy. Up until 2014. When the EU formally ended. Man, it was great. And we can just go back to that, right? There's nothing wrong with just going back through and enjoying a lot of those stories. Again, I've read all of the EU stories that I have read, that I am now reading, and I'm re-enjoying. Well, not exactly. There's a couple I didn't. I have only now read for the first time recently, and I'm so glad that I did. Okay. And I wish I had then too. Like, I didn't read The Courtship of Princess Leia back in the day. I didn't read. Who's the other one? Hello, Michael. Hold on. What's going on here? I was invaded. I apologize. Anyway, Michael's still up, I guess. I thought he'd be back asleep by now. Even if he just fell asleep on the couch. Anyway. But yeah, I think that the EU is really all that matters for Star Wars. There's nothing that Disney can do to actually kill Star Wars. Because Star Wars is something that we have had. It's over. Right? The new stories... Why? Why bother? Why bother at this point? Like, the chances of any of the new stories actually being even slightly decent is so negligible. Like, Andor was a freak good occurrence. But even Andor was par for the course, middle of the road in terms of the old EU stories. It's about as good as your average EU book. Genuinely. And man, everyone's like, Andor was so good. It's like the best Star Wars since Empire Strikes Back. And I'm just like, yeah, it's about on par with most of the average EU books. Like, Star Wars has been amazing this whole time. But no one knows about it, right? And now it's been 10 years since the decanonization. And I will say, more importantly, the formal ending of the EU. And like I've been saying all over Twitter, all over Facebook, all over Discord, all over. I've been saying for a little while now, I've come to realize that I think it was a blessing in disguise. It really was a blessing in disguise that the EU ended in 2014 because real Star Wars, the real Star Wars continuity was spared the horror of modern storytelling. It was spared the horror of this crap that we're getting now. Like, if they had been writing this crap and inserting it into the EU, that could genuinely ruin things. That could genuinely ruin, if nothing else, my day. You know, but because they're doing this whole thing as its own separate continuity, I don't have to care. You know, I really don't have to care. I've got my old stories, and they're excellent. They're so good. And you can make your own stories too. That's the other thing. Like, you can't like formally, but I'm currently running and playing a tabletop RPG that takes place in 14 to 13 BBY. So the early years of the Empire. And there is enough wiggle room in there. There's enough wiggle room really everywhere to run, say, an RPG. But there's also enough information. There's enough stuff there that you can do it in a way that actually meshes its way into the world of Star Wars. But man, the Star Wars EU is a treasure trove. It's so good. It's a lot of it's better than the movies. I will outright say a lot of the EU is better than the movies. It's all books. It's almost all books. It's books, it's comics, it's video games. But the storytelling is genuinely at least as good, if not better than the movies. In a lot of cases. Like, the best parts of Star Wars are not on the screen. They're in the books. My absolute favorite is I, Jedi. And if I'm going to do a series on it, I'd be starting on that. I'd be starting by talking about I, Jedi by Michael A. Stackpole. It is, in my view, probably the best Star Wars story ever told. It's got some pacing issues. That's the only complaint I have. Because it's like 2.5 stories cobbled together into one book. If it were made as a trilogy, it probably would have been a little better. But it's because it's gratuitously long. But it is one story. It's just one really long story. And man, it's so good. It is so good. So yeah, no, I absolutely think that that we have an incredible wealth of Star Wars literature out there. And literature, I include movies, I include video games, I include even some of the comics. I haven't read a lot of the Star Wars comics, but I know they're there, and I know a lot of them are good. So they're absolutely worth reading. Now, to anybody here we go. To anybody who wants to start getting into the EU, here's my recommendation: pick a time period and just go chronologically. Possibly skip some things. There are things you can skip. I never got too much into the Old Republic era books, but I know they are good. I've read one of them. I forget what. I know they're good. They're surrounding the MMO and KOTOR, sort of in that era, and they're really good. From what I've seen and from what I've heard, they are very good. So if you want to get into that era, that is not touched by any of the Disney crap at all. Doesn't matter. The Disney crap does not matter to that era. Even if we want to say that the Disney canon is canon, who cares? It's 3.5, 4,000 years ago. Whatever. But aside from that, my favorite era is the post Return of the Jedi EU, which was really the earliest stuff anyway. So I always will. My best recommendation is to start with the Truce at Bakura by Kathy Tears. The Truce at Bakura takes place literally hours after the end of Return of the Jedi. They're basically working on cleanup and rescue over Endor. And then they get a distress call from an Imperial system, and they go to help. And it winds up being a truce at this planet called Bakura. And there is a new threat that appears, and some rebels and some Imperials have to wind up working together and maybe trying to undermine each other while dealing with this new threat. All the while, we introduce one of my favorite EU characters, Horny Luke, where Luke Skywalker falls madly in love with the first woman he lays eyes on, which happens in a lot of these books until he finds Mara Jade. But no, it's one of where Boba Fett is old and fights Han Solo. There's a few of those. That happens a lot. That happens kind of a lot. I know it happened in the Corellian trilogy. I know it happened in Legacy of the Force. I'm trying to think where else. It happens kind of indirectly in the Young Jedi Knights series, which was good. That's a young readers series, but it's actually very good. It's surprisingly good, especially for the target audience. I actually recommend it even to adults. But yeah, start with Truce at Bakura. Go through the X-Wing series by Michael A. Stackpole and Aaron Alston. Great series. Thrawn trilogy is in there somewhere. And then just look up the chronology. Things you can skip are the Callista trilogy. I forget what the actual titles are called. You can skip Dark Empire because it's also a comic series and it's also bad. That's what they based The Rise of Skywalker on. What else? Black Fleet Crisis was good on its own, but it has very few major implications for stuff going on. So you could skip it if you want. Read the Thrawn duology. Read. Jedi Academy, right? Jedi Academy trilogy is what happens simultaneously with I, Jedi. So I, Jedi is basically the Jedi Academy trilogy, written by a different author from a different character's perspective. It's written in the first person, following the character of Corran Horn, who is one of the main characters in the X-Wing series. He's a great character. He is probably my favorite Star Wars character. Certainly my favorite Star Wars character outside the movies. And the whole book is first person. It's from his perspective, and it's really well done. I don't usually like first person stories, but this is great. And it's basically it's the story of the Jedi Academy trilogy, and then it goes a little bit afterwards, following him specifically after the fact. And it's fantastic. So that one, Ron Duology, Black Fleet Crisis is in there. Eventually you'll get to Young Jedi Knights. Again, like I said, highly recommend. There's some really good stuff for a kid series. And there's some like absolutely politically based stuff in there that you wouldn't believe. It's highly applicable to our society now. And then you get to the new Jedi Order series, which is the Yuuzhan Vong War. And then you can just go chronologically. The rest of it, everything written chronologically after the start of the Yuuzhan Vong War. Excellent, top-notch, highly recommend. Everything. Until the end of it in 2014 with... I think the last chronological book in the EU was an X-Wing book by Aaron Alston, Mercy Kill, I think. He came back and wrote that in like 2013, 2014, just before he died. He actually died shortly afterwards. The author. Anyway. Oh, it was okay. If it was the one where Boba Fett has knee pain, I think that was Legacy of the Force, and that's very late chronologically. That's after New Jedi Order, after the Swarm War, which is what I'm reading right now. The Swarm War trilogy, which is good. It's weird. But Killix, an insectoid race from Alderaan. One of the most based books in the EU. There's a section of the Young Jedi Knights series, because the books are written in like 3 to 4 book arcs, and it is the Diversity Alliance arc. The Diversity Alliance is a terrorist group made up of aliens who are resentful of human dominance in the galaxy. However, this takes place approximately 20 ABY. Meaning, the Empire fell and disintegrated, and only exists in the Remnant, in the Imperial Remnant, which is a tiny little thing up in the corner of the galaxy. The Empire fell over 10 years ago, and the New Republic is not just... there isn't just equality for non-humans. They have a preference, a deference to non-humans. Again, in just general compensation for the pro-human, anti-alien sentiments of the Empire. Because, they're the good guys. They don't want to be, anti-alien. They don't want to be discriminatory, yada yada. But because of that, it's one of those things where when the society gets rid of racism, what we come up with is what we call anti-racism, which we see today as a bizarre inversion. Because there is no longer something to fight against, they come up with something to fight against and seek to gain political and social power by inventing an enemy to fight that no longer exists. It's basically a sort of race grifter organization, but they're also a terrorist group, and they start luring in some of the non-human members of the core cast. I won't say who, and I won't say why, but it's great. It's really good. And like I said, it's a little bit politically allegorical, in case you couldn't notice. But it's like super based. Anyway, and that's the thing. It's also like not. It's not pro-human. It's not like racism good. It's like no, racism bad. You're being racist now. Stop that too. Basically, what all sane people have to say about sort of the current critical race theory types who say, well, you can't be racist against white people, and then proceed to be racist against white people and Asian people and Jews and anybody else they see as advantaged, historically advantaged, I should say. Anyway, based as hell. Um, yes, it's very Thomas Sowell, which is weird because these were written in like 1996, which I guess Sowell was writing and was published at that point. So, all right, I guess not as thoroughly. It wasn't as big a deal in the 90s as it is today. This was almost predictive of the kind of thing that we would be seeing in the future, which we sure have in the subsequent years. This series came out in like 95 to 97 or something like that. It was around 1996. I didn't read it at the time. I kind of wish I had because I was the right age for the target audience. I was, when they finished coming out, I was 7, I think, something like that. I could have been reading it at the time, but I never did. So until like last year. Race hustlers. Yes, Sowell's term. Yeah, absolutely. Spot on. Yeah, that's probably the most based part of the EU. But man, there's tons of it too. In iJedi, there's some great stuff. Because iJedi is a very, I won't necessarily say pro-life book, but it's a very pro-family book. It's a very pro-family story. Let's put it that way. I don't want to give almost anything away because I want you to experience the book because it's so good. It is a really, really good read. And I will say, like I said, I really do. I'd like to make a video about it, as well as a lot of the EU. But if I do make a video about it, I'm gonna give some completely spoiler-free thoughts. Then I'm gonna even still in the spoilery section, I'm gonna try to keep it to a minimum, so you can still actually experience the thing. I am gonna read a couple of passages from it that I think are just so incredibly well written. But there's also going to be parts that I'm just not going to touch. I'm going to say, yeah, there's a thing that happens near the end that resolves this issue. You'll see how that works. Things like that, because it's so good to see how all the conflicts that get set up in the book get resolved, because it's so well set up in terms of setup and payoff throughout just that book. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Anyway, yeah, read the EU. Like seriously, if you are a Star Wars fan, especially if you're a disillusioned Star Wars fan, because who isn't these days? Just do that. Just go back and read. Or do what I do. I've been listening to audiobooks. Most of them have audiobook versions. And I mean full audiobooks. Don't get the abridged versions. They're usually a waste of your time because they cut out a lot of significant details and they also cut out a lot of the good writing, which I hate that. Like, yeah, it gives you a nice plot summary, but if you want a plot summary, just go to Wikipedia or whatever. No, if you just get the whole audiobook if you can find it. And if you can't, there's a lot of fantastic YouTube channels that are doing AI reads of a lot of these books that do a fairly good job. That's how I read all of the Young Jedi Knights series. The whole thing was AI read audiobook. iJedi too. iJedi, I got a AI version of it. Which again it was surprisingly well done. It's really impressive what they can do with AI voices now. Which really just, oh man, the explosion of audiobooks available now because of AI reading. We live in a glorious age, technologically. Anyway, Link, wake up, Link. Waking up again? Come on. Pull yourself together, Link. Huh? I forget what island I wake up on. Well, have you come to your senses yet? You're surprisingly dull-witted. Whoa, flump. Did I startle you? I suppose that is only natural, as wide as the world is. I am the only boat upon it who can speak the words of men. I am the king of red lions. Do not fear, I am not your enemy. Link, I have been watching you since you went to the Forsaken Fortress to rescue your sister. I understand how your desire to protect your sister could give you the courage to fearlessly stand up to anything. Such a bold attempt was foolhardy. If I remember right, you don't start on Windfall. You have to sail there, right? I could be wrong about that. You might start on Windfall and then have to sail to Dragonroost. I suppose you saw him, that shadow that commands that monstrous bird. His name is Ganon. That was Ganondorf in this one. Whatever. He who obtained the power of the gods attempted to cover the land in darkness and was ultimately sealed away by the very power he hoped to command. He is the very same Ganon, the emperor of the dark realm the ancient legends speak of. I do not know why the seal of the gods has failed, but now that Ganon has returned, the world is once again being threatened by his evil magic. Tell me, Link, do you still wish to save your sister from him? And will you do anything to save her? I see. In that case, I shall guide you as we go forward, advising you on what you should do and where you must go. Ganon cannot be defeated by human hands, let alone by what little strength you possess. The key to defeating Ganon is locked away in a great power that you can wield only after much toil and hardship. Do you understand? In that case, we depart to the Great Sea. But I am getting ahead of myself. This is actually a bit embarrassing for me to admit, but although I am indeed a boat that possesses the power of speech, I possess no sail. A boat with no sail can sail no seas. That's almost poetic. I love that. Ah, yeah, Windfall. I have brought you far to the east of the dark gaze of the Forsaken Fortress. On this island is a town of merchants who deal in a wide variety of goods. If you search hard enough, surely you can find one who will sell you a sail. I am sorry to ask this of you, but without a sail, I will be useless to you. This island of merchants is home to many valuable goods. While the sail must come first, do not feel limited to buying only it. Once you have it, feel free to stock up on anything else you think you may need. But remember, there is no time to play. Come back here immediately, as soon as your errands are done. Okay. Yes, King of the Red Lions. And by yes, I mean no.
Hey, look, piggies! Hey, look, brats!
And nice old lady, and nice ladies. Not old ladies. I'm sure there are old ladies too.
What's the matter, mister? Why are you looking at us like we're aliens or something weird like that?
What? We're good girls. We don't spread rumors. Yes, you do. You're lying. I can tell. Hey, did I know you? Well, I'm feeling pretty good. Why? Because I recently got myself a pet pig. 3, in fact. I got a black splotch pig, too. How often do you see one of those? Not often, chum. I've led him ashore to graze over yonder, but the thing is, I can't stop worrying about the little guys. Okay, that's fine. What is this? Let us see. Hey, so we did get to Windfall. I don't think we're going to get to Dragonroost tonight, but we'll see. We got 40 minutes almost. The bomb shop. This'd be the bomb shop. Can I buy bomb? 10th. Okay. That's a silly way of limiting my ability to blow stuff up. Ooh. Come on. There we go. Let's go in here and sneak around a bit. Whoa! Hello! Oh, well, I lost all of them. How'd you sneak in here, you little rat? Show, beat it, scram, vermin. Oh, well, I got a few. I don't need them, do I? I think I have 100. I think I'm maxed out at the moment. No, I'm not maxed out. Not yet. Not quite. Very close. Oh, hello. Oh, if you please, young boy, help me. Please listen to my tale of woe. Okay. Oh, my sweet, sweet daughter, my only daughter, poor Maggie. She was captured by a bunch of villains and taken to the Forsaken Fortress. What on earth could those scoundrels want with her? Are they just roaming around looking for young maidens? Are they just evil creatures who delight in mischief? Well, crud. Having a kidnapped daughter doesn't get you a single rupee, you know. Please save my poor daughter, I beg of you. Here I stand begging. I hope you'll give those scoundrels in the Forsaken Fortress a good scare. They'll pay for what they've done. Oh yes, pay! They sure will. Once I get around to it. 'Tis a peaceful place here, this island. The people here would never even dream of leaving their little paradise and setting sail on a voyage at sea, know what I mean? Why, this town is full of faces that don't even know the slightest interest in the sails of a ship. Are we sailors the only ones? Has no one else set out on the great sea? Wait, who has a sail then? I need a sail. Who say you want a sail for a boat? Tell me you're kidding with me. Listen up, laddie. Try using your head a little. What makes you think a bloke like me, a guy who makes his living off the sea, would give away the very sailing gear he needs to survive? Look elsewhere, laddie. Oh, okay. Speaking of laddie, I've been watching Stargate Atlantis a lot recently. And I've been going back through a rewatch, basically along with a friend of mine who has never seen it before. And there is a Scottish character, Dr. Beckett, who I love. He's great. Don't get me wrong, I love him. His accent's wonderful. He is wonderful. But also, there is not, on the series, anyone with an Irish accent, and that's really disappointing. Mostly because the Wraith fighters are called darts. And an Irish character, there's not an Irish character to call them darts, which is disappointing, really. If you could indulge me for a moment, please admit that I'm looking fine. Why, this fine... What? Looking this fine would have won me the Miss Windfall crown way back when. I'm still looking better than all of the younger girls I know. Woohoo! Okay. That's weird, but alright. What's this? Potion shop, maybe? Let's see what this is. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Standing in the Chew Jelly Juice Shop. Okay. Potions are the best. It's too good. What's Chew Jelly? It must be joking. Don't know what Chew Jelly is. Robustly nourishing element, mystical substance, good for the body and mind. Ask yourself the words Chew Jelly. Roar out an answer to these questions. Key ingredient: most potions. Bring an empty bottle. Do you have an empty bottle? I do not. Can I have one? Please. Like an empty bottle. I'd love an empty bottle. Alright, never mind. Auction house. What's my max rupees? I thought it was 100. Is it 200? I can also probably get kicked out of the auction house if I remember by... No, okay. I'm allowed a sword in here? What in the world? That's a really bad decision, letting me in here with that. Letting Link in with your priceless vases. Who are you? What's wrong with you people? Look at this guy. You're looking for a sale. I have no idea where you'd find one. Do I look like a sailor to you? Look, I'm feeling down right now, so shove off, will you? Drop anchor elsewhere. Okay, fine. I can't sit. Hey, ladies? She's so saucy, isn't she? I can't believe she's such a school teacher. Rumor has it she has mountains of tacky pendants and earrings. It's as if she loves nothing in the world more than jewelry. Now just what are you doing? Were you listening to us, you scamp? Listen, young man, I haven't seen you around, so I guess you're new to Windfall. But don't you know it's bad to eavesdrop on conversations only meant for adult ears? We're discussing very, very important topics that kids just wouldn't understand. You're far too young to be listening to us, young man, so shoo! Okay. I'll talk to you over here. My story is a strange one. I came across the cursed seas from a land far away, a land where the blizzards blow violently, heading for this town called Windfall. But dear me, as I traveled, a terrible storm descended and tore my ship to bits, yet mysteriously only that escaped without so much as a mark on it. From the looks of you, I would say you are a traveler as well. Oh yes, indeed. Could you not purchase that from me? It is my one and only heirloom from home. The people of this town do not seem the least bit interested in that, despite the fact that it would help them travel the dangerous seas about on their own. Please, I beg you, I wish to open a business here in this town, so I am in desperate need of finances. How does 80 rupees sound? Oh dear, sadly, I've not put my hoodie coat. I thought I could haggle him down. Please buy that. 80 rupees. I can't haggle him down. I have to buy it for 80. Okay. Yes, thank you so much. Indeed. I have recently I've received precisely 80 rupees for it. I can use these funds to finance my new business. Oh dear me, what a happy day. Very well, young master, as I promised. Please, take that. Sail! We got the boat sail. Why would I... Oh, God, are you serious? I forgot I needed to equip the damn thing to sail. Yes, you have made a good purchase today, my young master. And yet you have saved my life and business as well. Treasure it dearly. It is the finest sail in the world. Treat it as such. I will, thank you. Alright, let's see what else there is on Windfall before we do anything else. The cafe. I forgot a lot about this game. I have not played this in years. Oh my gosh. Man, this is bringing me back. Lately I've been hearing that monsters from the Forsaken Fortress have been going around kidnapping girls with long ears. I can believe it. After all, 2 girls from Windfall have already been kidnapped. Poor Maggie and Mila. It just breaks my heart about those 2. Both of their fathers are desperate to find anyone who can rescue their poor little girls. What kind of world has this become? So much fear and suffering. Welcome. Oh my, you're a very small customer, aren't you? Well, that's fine, of course. Just feel free to look around. But can I buy anything? No? I can't buy anything. Okay. People from all over the world seem to gather here on Windfall Island, all hoping to become successful merchants. I suppose you could say this is the island where people and money come together, but you know what? Money's important, sure, but don't you think people need to open their hearts a little more than their wallets? I've been kicking around this crazy world for a long time, and I've learned to stop and sniff the flowers along the way. That's nice. Hey there, boy. Did you happen to see the post box down near the docks? Well, just so you know, if you want to send someone a letter, just set it to the button and do the thing. Yeah, do the thing. Got it. Rito Postman. Cool. Pictobox shop. Pictobox? Pictograph? I forget what it's called. I think it's Pictobox. I would have to say that I've never seen your face before, have I? Now intriguing, beguiling. I know you're just a small child, but I found one can rarely trust strangers. Where is you come from, young sir? I'm sorry, but the years have made me wary. Once long ago, I rented a room out to a traveler for a single night. The next dawn, my precious pictobox was stolen. Tell me, young sir, why are good deeds so often repaid with cruelty? I spread kindness where I can, and still my box does not come back to me. It is a sad thing. You may look like a child, but you can see why I cannot be assured of your youth. Be a good boy and be gone. Shoo, shoo. Okay, that's weird. Well, okay then. I have to get it back from... I won't say who. I won't say who. I'm gonna let it be a surprise.
Yo, bud! You looking for a pictobox or something? Yeah! Thought so. There ain't nothing in this town that we killer bees don't know. Boss, I heard about this from my dad. A while back, this thief stole a pictobox, and he was held in the town jail for a long, long time. Yeah, real long. And that thief managed to get free after a while, but the box he stole never got found. Maybe it's still hidden somewhere in the jail cell. Do you think? Maybe? Give me a break. How stupid would that be? Real stupid, that's how stupid.
Okay. Now they're following me. They seem to like me.
Well, what do you think of my outfit? You don't see clothes like this often, do you? Aren't they so cute? A friend of mine who lives on Outset Island sent this outfit to me. She's an amazing girl. She can put jars on her head and walk around like it's nothing at all. You have to see it to believe it.
I have, in fact. Is this the school? Oh no, this is the cannon minigame. Alright, welcome. It's 10 rupees per game for kids. You want to play or what? Yeah, let's try. And Welcome to the fleet. I am the Great Admiral Tovalsky. Look sharp, for we are the sole protectors of this island. Admiral, red alert, all hands on deck. Sonar shows that... Sonar, really? Giant squid are approaching. All ships prepare for battle. But where? Who? I see. Oops. There are 3 squid groups. A large one, a medium one, and a small one. If we allow them to come any closer, the children on the island will be in grave danger. Sailor, take command of our new radar system, really, to seek out and sink all these fiendish hidden enemies. But be warned, you have only 24 cannonballs that you can fire. To destroy the marauding squid pods, you must score 4 direct hits on the large, 3 on the medium, and 2 on the small. Okay, moves the card. Okay. That clear, soldier. Yeah, let's... Aye, sir. Excellent. So far, our best sailor has managed to destroy all of the giant squid using only 20 cannonballs. May you fight us bravely. Okay, so it's... Sploosh. Okay. Really? I should. Medium. Really? Okay. I have 2 shots left to hit twice. I have to get really lucky. Okay, I'm dead. Ah, it was over there. Okay. Try again. Oh, bad news, sailor. The enemies have retreated or something. Yeah, let's try again. I'll try again. That's fine. Okay, then, ahem.
Sploosh. 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 Kaboom! 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 Kaboom!
Big one. All right, cool, cool.
Sploosh. Kaboom! Sploosh. 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 Kaboom! Kaboom! Sploosh. 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 Kaboom! Kaboom!
There we go. I got it in 22. Not bad. Not a high score, but I won. I've protected the peace on this fair island. We are very proud. The children on the island would like to thank you, soldier. Hooray!
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sailor. Please take this piece of heart as a sign of our gratitude. You are so great.
Neat. Oh, God. Alright, that was neat. So, thanks for playing and all that. I can't tell you how fun it's been for me. And, don't forget your umbrella or nothing on your way out the door. Nice. That was fun. I still can get a high score, and I forget what that gives me. It gets me something else. I forget what, though. I'm pretty sure it's pure luck, or it's really close to pure luck. There's very little technique involved. I mean, other than, ordinary battleship technique, I guess, but... this thing may look like a windmill, but it's actually a wind-powered Ferris wheel. It used to harness the wind's power to spin in quite a nifty manner. But we rarely get a favorable wind around here anymore, so it doesn't budge. I'm pretty sure it's not broken or anything, though. If the wind blew in the right direction again, we'd have to hit the power switch out back to get it moving. Looks like a westerly wind is blowing now. What direction is it supposed to go? I can do that later. I can fix this at some point, but not yet. Flower shop. No, this is the school. She looks like Mrs. Detour. Mrs. Marie's School of Joy.
I don't think I've ever seen your face around here before, my young scholar. Are you a new pupil?
I think you can give her trinkets, right? Actually, I could just give her one. I could just give her one right now. Give her that. We need to talk.
A little bit flashy for a teacher, but I assure you I am one. How long has it been since I opened my school in Winfield? 20 years? Ever since then, I've been teaching the children of this island about true joy. But I do have a rather joyless problem. There's this delinquent gang of 4 young boys who will never listen to a word I say. Even though I wait patiently for those boys to show up, they never come. It's as if they don't want joy in their hearts. Could you please catch their leader, that little boy named Ivan, and talk some sense into him for me? Please, young man, for me. Yes, ma'am. Oh, thank you so much. You're such a dear. They're such troublesome little boys, I'm at my wit's end over how to handle them. But they won't be so mean to a boy their own age, will they? I should think not. Good luck, young man.
Do you want this? Can I... No. Never mind. Worth a try. Alright. Hey, Ivan.
Yo, bud. Are you looking for a picto box or something?
I got this conversation. Oh, Jesus. Now, where's the jail? Over there. That's the bomb shop. That's not it either. Where the heck's the jail? Up. Yep, to sailors like us, the wind's our whole life. It'd sure be nice if a fair wind blew today. See what I can do someday. Hey, look, a piggy. Oink oink. What's this? Is this the jail? Look who it is. You sound ridiculous. I see the same green clothes and the same green hat. By the look of you, I'd say, sir, could you by chance be a fairy? Goodness, did you feel my telepathy? That's why you saved me, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Don't you worry, Tingle knows without you telling him, sir. Yes, sir, Tingle is my name. I have been looking for you and your kind, for I, too, long to be one of the fairy folk. Yet I was mistaken for some kind of troublemaker and put into this dreadful sort of place. Oh, disrespectful! Please, Mr. Fairy, rescue poor Tingle from this place and take him to where you and your kind live in splendor. Can I just open the door? If you help me, I'll give you a fabulous present. So, please, Mr. Fairy, please rescue poor Tingle. Okay. There you go. Be free. You freaking weirdo. He's so small. Hooray! Thank you so very much! Here is Tingle's heartfelt gift of thanks. Become an item! Tingle Tuner. Enact a Game Boy Advance. Oh my god. I forgot. You actually need the Game Boy Advance link for this. Oh, Jesus. Okay. After connecting the Game Boy Advance controller sockets. Okay. Oh god, I forgot this is a peripheral dependence thing. I can't do that. No matter how far we travel from this dingy cell, our souls will be as one. Splendid! Tingle's going to get ready to go to the realm of the fairies. So you just wait here, okay, sir? Okay. I was forgetting something important. Oh, Mr. Fairy, you want to come to my island, don't you? Don't you? Yeah, sure. Tingle's chart. What kind of chart could it be? Head out to sea, then press up. Check your charts to find out. It leads to his ridiculous island. And go to sea, open it. Okay. Tingle knows his charts, because he is our map guy. He's our mappist. If you ever need help with charts, don't forget it. Okay. I mean, I like that they did continue the whole Tingle as the cartographer thing. Oh, I didn't want that. I wanted to go underneath where there's a rupee. Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting that I have to use R to move things, just because that's new. The trick to this is you can kind of go whichever way you want. It's just you can't go anywhere that has... Do you see the boards right down there? That means there's a rat there, a rat there, waiting to drop you down a trapdoor. Aha, here we go. I see. Here it is.
The thing. Got the Picto Box. Yay!
3 pictographs. That's an upgrade from the last one. That's fine for now, I guess. Oh, it's just instructions. Okay. And a little bit of backstory. It's fine. I could just get out the silly way and just have a rat drop me, but I'm going to see if I can find my way out. Yeah, there's a rat there. And there we go. I made it. Excellent. Alright, let's go. Alright, so we have the sail, we have the Picto Box. Can we go talk to the pictograph guy? I think we can. I forget where his shop is. It's over here somewhere, right? Oh yeah, right here. We found your Picto Box, good man. Oh yeah, we've got to talk to Ivan too. Why, young sir, I must say you seem to be in possession of a very fine Picto Box there. You're a lover of pictographs as well. There can be no villains amongst the ranks of Picto Box lovers. Take your time. Look around, I implore you. I shall. Thank you. Whoa. Whoa, pictographs of things. Cool. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Aren't these some finely snapped pictographs? You must admit it. But come now, you needn't be so surprised, my young sir. It is a hobby of mine to sneak up behind people when they least expect it. It's quite an amusing diversion. Nah, think nothing of it. And by the way, the pictographs you see decorated in these fine walls have all been taken by none other than myself. They're my pride and joy. You see, in my younger days I was a tireless, sailing far and wide across the great sea, snapping pictographs wherever I went. Have a look at them, young sir. What is this? Those are creatures called choo-choos. They said they have medicinal properties, so they are a most important resource, treasured by sailors the world over. Why, there's even said to be an extremely rare species of them known as blue choo-choo. It's only under very unusual circumstances that they are ever sighted. You would be most lucky to ever come across one, young sir. Anyway, yeah, this is cool, but it is nothing in particular that I need in here, so I'm out of here. I'm out of here for now. I somehow have to get there, which gets me over into that treasure room, which is a real violation of his trust, but, you know. You know. Yeah, Ivan.
Yeah! Yo, bud, you got a problem with those killer bees, huh? Do ya? Don't tell me it's that annoying hag of a teacher again, is it? You came here to give us a talking to, 'cause Miss Marie asked you to, right? Tell us not to skip school, right, bud? Tell us not to be tardy, right, bud? But forget about all that. We're the mighty and invincible gang of the four, the killer bees. Do you think we'd listen to a chump like you? But I'll tell you what, bud. If you want to challenge us to a competition, then we'll think about maybe listening a little bit. What do you say, bud? Do you want to challenge us? I'll take you on. You little shits. I have to find you. It's hide and seek. Okay, your funeral, bud. The rules are simple. We're gonna go hide somewhere. And if you find us, we're gonna run. You gotta try and catch us. Easy as that, bud. We won't hide indoors or nothing, and we won't leave this island. So look for us around in the shadows and behind buildings and stuff. If you catch all four of us, we lose. You got it, bud? Ready? Go!
Later, you little shits. Alright, I'm gonna go chase... I keep thinking Smellerby, because he reminds me of Smellerby. Ivan, whatever. Jeez. He was up there, wasn't he? They're all outside, which does make things slightly easier. Aha! You punk. You're cornered. Oh, you're fast. That was stupid of me. Why didn't I just catch you? Gotcha.
You're awesome.
Yeah, I know. I really am. I really am. Oh, what are you doing here?
You look like a curious boy. Did you know there's an island a little to the east of here called Dragon Roost Island? Folks say the island is home of a tribe of people who dance in the skies like birds on the wind. They call themselves the Rito. They say a sky spirit lives nearby, but to someone like me, a person who's never left this little island, it may as well be a fairy tale out of a child's book. Oh, if only I had my own boat.
Would you like to come along? I bet I could fit someone. I don't know, maybe not. Come in. No? No kids. No little shits down here. You're caught. No. I've done one little circuit around the island. I can find the rest of these bastards. I could, this is the kind of thing I could look up, but nah, I don't wanna. To be fair, I also only have 5 minutes left tonight, but this is gonna be the last thing I do. But we'll see if I finish it. I'm aiming to. Oh, this is the switch to start the windmill, but it doesn't start because the wind's going the wrong way. Ugh. Did they get rid of fall damage? I'm sure there is fall damage. You might just have to fall further. No? Okay. Hey, Elvis. Oh! No, that's not it. That's just not it. The problem is, even though that's not it, this isn't it either. Oh dear, pardon me, guy. I was so fully and wholly absorbed in my dancing that I didn't even notice little old you standing there. I am taught. I love dancing more than I love 3 meals a day. You'll come to know me as the world's charismatic dancer extraordinaire. Ready, guy? 1, a 2, a 1, a 2. Say, guy, you know what I was just reminded of? Long ago, I met this delightful little guy who performed the most dazzling magic dance. A dance that turned night into day right before my very eyes. I can remember those fabulous dance moves, but I just can't seem to get that intricate rhythm down. You think you know the rhythm, guy? I don't. Thank you, but I don't. I don't have the Wind Waker yet. You know, the thing that the game is titled after. Hey, you little shit, get back here. Wow, he dodged me. It's quick. Whoa! That turnaround speed, man.
You got me.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Sorry, loser. I'm assuming one of the kids is around behind here, because this would be a good spot for him to hide. Could be wrong, though. Maybe not. Oh yeah, there you are. Little punk. Just now finishing my coffee and it's midnight. Jeez. I need to actually drink this stuff. Oops.
Oh, lame.
The putting away your sword function is much quicker and smoother in this game compared to the previous two. It almost never worked properly in Ocarina and Majora. Okay. So it's just Ivan left. No. He's not over here, is he? Maybe he's up there with that guy. With the sailor. Oh, there he is. What? Yeah, I know. There it goes. Whew! Good hiding spot, Ivan. Get back here, little punk. Man, he's really leading me on a merry chase, isn't he? Got him! Yeah, you got me. Bless me.
Ah, I can't believe it. You found all four of us, and you caught us all, too. Talk about utter defeat. Looks like we lost our touch, Killabees. I guess maybe it's time we chilled out. From now on, we won't cause no more trouble for anyone. And to reward your hide-and-seeking skills, here, take this, bud.
What'd I get? Another art piece. Nice. Alright, one more. And I don't know where to find the last one, but I might. It might be the teacher. I don't know.
This is a favorite possession, but you've proven that you're worthy. To our bud, the hide-and-seek master. Oh, and one more thing. We need you to apologize to Miss Marie for us, alright? Yeah, we're counting on you, bud.
Alright, you want to do that right now? They seem to be big fans of me. They're following me. It's very cool of them. Alright, let me go apologize to Miss Marie for them, and then I'll call it a night. I think that's almost everything in Windfall. So. What can I do for you on this fine day? We need to talk.
You did it, didn't you? You said something to those delinquents for me, didn't you, dear? You can't fool me. I watched it all from the shadow of my door. You really are a dear. You filled me with joy. I have to reward you. So here's a little spare change.
Ooh, wow. 50 rupees. Spare change. Jeez, okay.
Oh, and one more thing. Don't tell anybody, dear.
Okay, but... Can I do for you? No, nothing. What are these? Joy pendant. I eventually give her those. I know I do. But I forget, like, how it works, so... Whatever. Anyway... we're about done with Windfall. So next time... Oh, hey.
Hey, sounds like you apologized to the teacher first. Good old Mrs. Marie. And speaking of Bud, did you know it's going to be Mrs. Marie's birthday soon? Boss, oh boss, you think maybe we should give her some kind of present or something? Don't be stupid. We're the Killer Bees. We ain't no teacher's pets. Yeah, the teacher loves jewelry and junk more than anything else in the world. What's she into these days? What'd she call them? Joy pendants? Really? Where do you find them? Are they just lying around? If we could just find them, we could give them to Teach as a present. She'd be all happy. Hey, now that I think about it, when I was climbing trees the other day, I saw some sparkling light on top of some tree in town. Where was that? Maybe that's one of them pendants. What do you think, boss? No, that's crazy talk.
I mean, can I give it to you?
He sounds like you apologize. Birthday soon. Yay. Oh my god, no. Stop it. With a killer bees. Alright. I gotta check the trees for another joy pendant. I thought I could just give him a joy pendant, and then he would give it to Miss Marie, but I have to find the specific one. Yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I'll do that next week. Anyway... That's all the time we've got tonight. It's past midnight, so I'm going to call it there. Thank you all so much for joining me. I had a wonderful time. I'm looking forward to the rest of this game. Everything about this is feeling just wonderfully nostalgic. I haven't played this game since I was like 12, so it's going to be a good time. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I'll see you guys next time. I may, time permitting, very unlikely, but time permitting, I might be able to do an extra night at some point and do some more Wholesome Monster Girl Academia, because that was fun. That was neat. I might be able to do some more of that. But again, no promises. I actually don't know. I'm expecting my son to be born at basically any minute now, so that could just happen soonish. So presumably, I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Maybe I'll see you guys before that. Maybe I won't see you guys next Tuesday because I'll be in the hospital. We'll see. Anyway, so I'll see you when I see you. In any case, thank you again one more time. Have a wonderful evening. Remember, don't be safe, be well, and more importantly, be good. Good night.